Let me tell you how I saved this cosplay right in time for Tengen Uzui's birthday, aka Halloween. So I had cut out all the pieces, I had primed them with Mod Podge. I was feeling pretty good. I knew that I had some craft vinyl like that I would use in a Cricut that was holographic, and I figured that would be the perfect flashy thing to use to make the headband and the accompanying jewels. Boy, how wrong I was. So I had tried that out on like one of the angular diamond pieces and it looked bad. And I'm sure that it's probably user error and that with a bunch of extra time I could have gotten it together, but I didn't have time. What I did have though was these mica powders that I had gotten for candle making. And I took a dark gray and I mixed it with like a bright silvery white. And I started to gently just put that on there and see how I felt about it. And it actually looked pretty good. So what I did was I took that and I started spreading it all over the piece. This is the base for the headband, and pushing it in with like a makeup sponge wedge, just very gently. And I was trying to figure out, okay, how do I get this to not have a bunch of lines on it? How do I make it so that like it flows really well? And honestly, I was just kind of doing this for fun, so I didn't care too much about the lines. I found that pressing it in bit by bit, very slowly, and covering up what you did already is the best way to get it very seamless looking. But I also knew that for me personally, I wanted his headband to have like a little bit of scratches on it. I wanted to look a little scuffed up and like kind of used. So I actually end up doing long strokes one way and then coming back and doing long strokes the other way for the first coat. And then for the second coat that I actually end up doing on top of it, I go in and I'm more intentional with like kind of buffing in small circles. And I felt like that looked really good. It is messy though, and when I was doing the angular shapes, I actually switched my glue to my speedball one, which is for gold leaf application, and that was one thing that I had thought about using on this, but I didn't want to purchase anything, and it was so close to Halloween. Using mica powder worked perfectly fine, but the problem is it gets everywhere. So when you're doing these angular pieces, I would recommend doing what I did for the little ones in the bottom right corner, which is I covered them in glue and then I stuck them in a container and I shook them kind of like they were shake and bake. That would have worked much better on these angular pieces, but we live, we learn. So after I got the diamonds all painted, I just used hot glue to put this all together. And you're going to see me fail at trying to show you my hot glue shot here in a second because I still am working on my camera framings. All right, so in part 3, we are going to talk about how I actually affixed this headband to the witch hat itself and what extra details I added that made Tengen even recognizable to people in a bar who I never would have thought knew who he was. So this is my crafting characters and not just cosplay. So I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.